What's up, you guys? It's Hayden, and today we are going to be talking about some stuff. So this video topic is really uncomfortable for me to be talking about. It's something that I don't really like talking about, and the only person I've really talked about it with is Brianna, and very, very briefly to my doctor. Other than that, yeah, I don't like talking about it, so I don't really know how I'm even gonna title this video, so I think I'm just gonna dive right into it and say that we are gonna be talking about cramps. So fun, I know. Welcome to my channel. So as uncomfortable as this is to talk about to anyone, let alone, but to do it on my YouTube channel, I feel like it's important to do, because this is a topic that not a lot of trans men like to talk about. And I feel so uncomfortable right now. Like, I don't even really like referring to certain body parts of mine as what they're called. Like, it just feels so foreign to me, and I'm really, really disconnected with my body in that sense. And it's not something I've really talked in length about on my channel before, but it's a very real thing for me. So with that said, when I experience cramping, it's like it's a type of dysphoria that I can't even ignore, because I'm in pain throughout the entire process, and I feel like I can't escape my mind when I'm that dysphoric. But okay, a little bit of backstory. So this week was kind of a weird week for me. There was a bit of a mix-up with my prescription for testosterone, and I really didn't have any left. I was gonna try to just draw up a little bit just to get something in me, but I couldn't even get a drop out of the vial. And I know realistically that missing like one shot would not be the end of the world. I am very well on into my transition where I wouldn't be too insecure about it. Now, if it was very early on in my transition, I would feel completely different about that. But at this point, I would think, okay, it's fine. But then I started to get really, really bad cramps, and I instantly went into like panic mode. I was thinking, like, what if I get my cycle or something like that, because I have not had a hysterectomy yet, and I'm so regretting that now. I wish I would have done that really, really early on in my transition, I'm not gonna lie, because I don't want to have to undergo any sort of physical exam down there. When I found out that I had to have one at my next appointment, I just cried. I couldn't even process that had to be a thing that I had to go through again. So I really wish I would have just gotten, you know, it all taken care of right away when I was getting started up on hormones. And when I had insurance, good insurance too, but I was so uncomfortable in doctor settings, and my anxiety was like maxed out whenever I would go to a doctor. I just can't even imagine what type of emotional toll it is going to take on me when I actually have to go get a physical done, when it took such an emotional toll on me when I was just having cramping like I was over this past weekend. In a way, like, I feel like it's kind of prepping me for the fact that I do have to go for this exam in order to continue hormones, and I have very mixed feelings on that. I don't think trans people should be told they cannot have the medicine that, like, I don't know, for me, keeps me alive. Like, it makes me feel whole, it makes me feel like a human, and it makes me feel like me being denied that just by one factor, when ultimately the pap smear results like are never normal for trans men because of the hormones and stuff like that. So I just feel like, why do I have to go through this process when it already makes me that uncomfortable? But yeah, enough talking about that. I don't know, just this past weekend, it's stirred up a lot of emotions within me, and a lot of my dysphoria was like screaming. It was just, I spent like all Saturday just in bed. I didn't do anything. I mean, I worked on some stuff, but I did not really leave my bedroom. I pretty much stayed there. No, I took some trash to the dump, so I did something productive that day. But I was in a lot of pain that day and the night before. And I did my shot on Saturday evening, and so Sunday I felt fine. Sunday I kind of felt like dysphoria hangover, if that's a thing. It is for me, I guess. I felt just kind of off, and like I felt fine, but just kind of off. Me and dysphoria, we just don't get along. But how did I deal with it? That's really what I want for people to take away from this, because I was really challenged with my dysphoria. I felt dysphoric in ways that I haven't felt in a really long time. And sometimes it's nice to remember where I've come from, to remember this. And I so wish that I could be that type of person that's like so body positive and be like, yeah, well, this is my body, this is normal, like whatever. But it doesn't work like that with me, and I wish it did. And kudos to everyone who it does work for, but that's not something that works for me. So I really had to like pay attention to what I was just needing to keep myself occupied, and that was the thing that I found was the best. So my nights consisted of playing The Sims 4. And if you have The Sims 4, you should totally go get The Sims 4 Pets. It's a lot of fun. So I was playing that for a while. Then I watched some documentaries on Netflix. That's my second go-to, is I love watching documentaries. So if you have any suggestions of documentaries, you should totally let me know, because I love watching them. And then I was listening to a lot of podcasts, and that's a newfound love for me, but I find it to be very therapeutic in some sort of way, because it keeps my mind preoccupied, and it's kind of nice, like not knowing who the people are. Well, sometimes you do behind the mic, but you don't really know, so you're just listening to people, and sometimes that's really nice. And then obviously my wonderful and beautiful, loving, and just amazing partner, Brianna, she was a rock star. That woman, you guys, like, she's amazing on so many levels. She was really concerned about me, obviously, because that's her role as a partner, but she was asking, if there's anything she can do, let her know. And there really wasn't. I really didn't even really want to be touched. I just didn't even want to talk about it, because I already was in pain, and I didn't want to give that pain any more attention than I had to. And so she was respectful of that, and so she just kind of let me be, but she was really comforting throughout the entire process and the entire weekend. And yeah, she was just really amazing. But yeah, so that's what happened this past weekend, and well, this past year I have been experiencing cramping, but it wasn't up until this past weekend where it was at its worst, and something that I have never really talked to anyone about, and now hundreds of people are gonna be hearing about that, so that's great. But I do think it's great, though. I do think it's great. I think it's something that we should be talking about, because I hate to say it, but this shit happens. It totally happens, and it sucks in the moment. And for some people, they handle it differently, and I don't know. So I think it's important to share these experiences. So I would encourage you all to talk about it. Talk about this. This isn't something that we should feel shame about. This is totally natural with our bodies, and there shouldn't be any shame about it. And I know that's easier said than done, because I obviously do feel like somewhat ashamed about that part of me as a person, and it sucks, but I'm talking about it. So I think that's a step in the right direction. I'm really sorry if this video was all over the place. I was honestly pretty anxious doing it. Talking about this makes me just anxious and dysphoric and whatnot, but I hope that some of you got something from it, and I hope that some of you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. You can also share it, subscribe to my channel, and I will do a video soon. I'm really just going gung-ho here, trying to continue busting out videos, but until then, I hope you all have a safe and wonderful few days ahead. Alright, thanks guys, bye.